In today's class, we are going to start our second unit. That second unit has two chapters. The first chapter is Analyzing the Architectures. In this Analyzing the Architecture, we would learn about architecture evaluation, architecture design decision making, ATAM, and CBAM. Clear? These two are the evaluation methods of a architecture. This is about first chapter. Now if you see the second chapter topics, second chapter is moving from one system to many software product. From the second chapter, the first topic is software product lines and building systems from off the shelf components, software architecture in future. Okay, this is about completely second unit syllabus. And coming to the first topic, architecture evaluation from analyzing architecture. Okay, as we know that architecture of a system will tell us the properties of the system itself. Okay, whatever the definitions we learned till today, those are about the architectures. Architecture in the sense it will give, okay, total properties whichever we are using a project or a software. So what are those properties of a software? Means those are, it may be a schedule, budget, performance indicators, team structures, testing, and maintaining activities. These are all coming under the properties of a project. Okay, schedule is used for in how many days we are going to finish a given project, and we may divide. So each and every module, how many days it will take. If we want to push up the, which means if we want to finish the project earliest, what are the steps we need to take to complete that project? Okay, is there any need to increase the team size, team structure? Okay, or otherwise like that in other steps. Okay, we are concentrating on the schedules of a project. This is one of the property. Coming to the budget. Budget is a second property. So what it will tells for completion of a project, okay, what is the cost and how it will be split for each and every unit. Okay, which means there is a, what is the total components purchasing? Okay, and for each and every team who are for developing teams, how much cost we need to bear, and at the testing unit how much cost it need. So what is the overall budget of the project? So after finishing the budget estimation only, they'll give the intimation to a customer. Okay, by acceptance of customer, okay, he will agree, and he will give the agreement to a organization to start a project. So before going to implement the project, now we are designing architecture. In that architecture has different properties. What is architecture? It is a structure to complete a project. It is a structure of a given project. That structure includes budget, okay, and also schedule. Not only those two, it has some performance indicators too. So what is the quality of the project? So this project will work and it will give the results, okay, whatever the end user needs. It will work according to the need of a customer or not, and it will be available at any time whenever we want to use that such product project or not. Okay, so and also it will give the details about the team structures too. How many number of teams are working in the project? Okay, what are the roles? And the teams are divided based upon, okay, their expertization. So those team members may be expertise in network kind of works. Okay, so for them we are going to give some allocated such kind of work itself. So they are experts in interface designing. So automatically we will allocate interfacing designing work. And also based on their expectation, we are dividing the total project into modules or subparts and we are assigning to them. Okay, that is also one of the parameter of a structure. So it indicates the team structure. Clear? Next, even texting also. Testing also one of the property. After finishing of every project, we must test that project whether this project is working based on a customer requirements or not. Okay, or it is giving any kind of some errors or faults while working with that in real time environment or not. So for each and every phase we need to apply some testing, testing by using some testing case tools. We need to perform the testing at each and every step of a project and each and every module or sub module. Okay, everywhere there is an important function is the compulsory we should apply some test test there itself. Then after testing, okay, we are going to hand over the project to a customer. Clear? Later after finishing of the project also, okay, so we would address some kind of maintenance of that project, isn't it? So if for each and every time, okay, we'll call it for maintenance. So what is some maintenance cost is also, okay, included in budget. So like that, these are all properties are, okay, properties information will give the architecture. Clear? And even though it will handle the, I mean, why we are developing this architecture in the sense, even risk to handle the risk management, which means to assess the risk management while developing this project, while implementing this project. Okay, what are the areas, okay, which will affect the some risks will occur, so how to handle those risks before going to, okay, start the implementation. Okay, that is the uh, purpose of the architecture design. And next, here the architect, whoever doing this all the activities, okay, whoever designing a structure of a project, that architect make design decisions of a project. Why? Because, okay, he has the complete knowledge about a project, not only this single project. He may developed or he may designed multiple projects. So by taking, okay, by taking knowledge, I mean, based on the knowledge of world projects, okay, he suggests for something. So he will ask for some predictions while developing a project, and he will been correct and what are the downstreams of previous projects and how to overcome those downstreams in a current project. Like that, he may think on a current project. That's why the total, okay, design decisions or making decisions will come under a architect. And analyzing of an architecture is also a important thing. So whatever the architecture we have built for a project, so analyzing of that architecture, so what is this, okay, what are the components we need, and what are the requirements what are the requirements we have to do, and some designing techniques, and some what language, coding language, which one we have selected to develop, and also some which testing tools we are going to use to check this project. So each and every step we need to analyze a architecture. Okay, this analyzation of architecture is also called as evaluation. So, evaluation in the sense, actually, we are going to study a software project to predict from the problems whatever we are getting while developing such kind of projects. Okay, why we are going for software architecture evaluation? This architecture evaluation is help us to find a problem in a software project earlier itself. Okay, by doing this, we we may assess the risks of that project, and also with low cost. Whatever the wherever we get some risks, and how to handle those risks itself. Okay, so with low cost. For this sake, we are going for a evaluation of architecture. So, architecture evaluation should be a standard part of every architecture based development methodology. Actually, architecture evaluation is a standard part for developing any kind of software projects. Okay, by evaluate the software, we can reduce the cost. Okay, cost is also a plays major role in any software development, isn't it? So to how to reduce the cost for unnecessary things. Okay, how to solve the problems with low cost. Okay, is there any need of using even components, instead of using a highest cost components, is there any chance to use, okay, lowest cost components? And also like that, for everywhere we need to we should assess the cost of a project. So for this sake, so mainly software engineering, learning of software engineering motto is, so it is to reduce the cost while designing a project. For that purpose only, we are going, we are following the steps or life cycle of a software engineering. So we are going step by step manner while developing. What is the first step, what is the second step, third step, fourth step, final step? So already we have discussed many times. First one is understanding of a problem statement. Okay, for which purpose we are developing a project. After understanding of the problem, now we are going to analyze the requirements. So requirements analysis, what we have to do to develop that project, and what we need, whether the project is already existed one or completely new one. If whether it is existed one, okay, what are the that code, existed project code is reusable to our project or not. Okay, so like that, we are going to analyze about a particular what project. After that, in third step, we are going for a design. Designing is in the sense by using, so after gathering all the requirements for your project, we are going to implement that one by using some designing techniques. We have many designing techniques to implement that project. So by seeing the designing techniques, designs only, we are going to develop a code. Okay, based on that designing only. So after developing of code, next phase, what is the next phase there? Testing phase. In testing phase, okay, the complete project will be tested at one time. And before that also, after each and every module completion, we should perform a testing for each and every individual module itself. Okay, after the final outcome also, we have applied some test. Then we'll get some results, and we'll verify whether that project is worked based on the customer requirements or not. If not, once again we'll go for, okay, reverse engineering process, where this problem is, where we got some wrong errors, why it is not working according to the user requirements or not. After testing, after performing a testing to a project, if it will give the correct results based on the requirements, it's okay. Okay, then we will hand over to a customer. Otherwise, what we should do there, if it is not working properly, then we should perform the reverse engineering technique, okay, to find out the errors and to solve the error. After a reverse engineering process, then again we'll correct the total system. Again we send that one to the testing unit. Later, okay, we'll hand over that project to the customer. So this is the overall process. This overall process, before doing the total overall process, first of all we should, okay, put a blueprint or structure or rehearsal scene before going to project or before going to implementation process. First of all, whatever the things we have to do up to design, okay, so for that all the things we need to apply some rehearsal in the sense we are going to evaluate each and every step before going to implement. Okay, so that rehearsal inside, so each and every step should be accepted by everyone or participants of a software, whoever involved into that software, isn't it? So he may be a manager, he may be a customer, or he may be a developer. Okay, that may be a any kind of person is involved into that project. Okay, those are should be accepted for the structure of a project. That structure in the sense, in real time we may call it as a rehearsal before going to before going to project the complete, before going to implement the complete what function or something. Clear? In this rehearsal only we can check it out each and every there anything is missed. Okay, these people are enough to complete this project or not. Okay, otherwise this kind of software is enough to implement that one or not. How much cost it needs, and if any kind of errors come, some what are the complex areas while developing this project, if any complexities are occurred, how to handle that complexities. Okay, okay, with low cost, with low cost and with low risk. Okay, so like that we are going to evaluate the, first we need to design a complete structure of a project before going to implement. After designing a complete structure, okay, then we are going to evaluate each and every step of a total project. So you need to perform evaluation at each and every step of a project. This evaluation gives the clear picture or clarity about the risks or problems whichever will occur in developing state, how to handle those problems with low cost. Clear? For that sake we need to go for a architecture evaluation. So it will be performed each and every small function and each and every big function of a life cycle of a project. And also not only those, here we are having 6 benefits. Okay, why we are inspecting these architecture means there are other 6 benefits are there. See the screen, those are, the first one is financial benefit. Okay, second one is preparation for the review, and third one is captured rationale. Fourth one is earlier detection of problems with the existing architecture, validation requirements, and last one is improved architectures. Okay, these are all other 6 benefits of a architecture evaluation. First one is financial. So each project manager reports perceived savings from an architecture evaluation. On average, over an 8-year period, projects receiving a full architecture evaluation have reported a 10% reduction in project costs, which means, first of all, we need to estimate, we need to evaluate the project for estimating the cost or maintaining the financial challenges whatever we faced while developing a project. For example, the project manager, okay, have the knowledge about the budget or cost of a project, and each and every stage what is the cost that particular components or that finishing of that particular module needed. And also, so when the total cost will be refunded to us, okay, on average after 8 years of period only we will get the total amount of project which will spend on that particular project. Okay, with 8 years of span time only we'll get that amount is written back. Mean for whatever the cost we should used on a that project. For example, for developing a web app, so it needs for total of 5 crores of rupees. Okay, when this 5 crores of rupees will return to us, if we will invest some 5 crores of rupees to develop an web app, so when we will get the total 5 crores rupees back. Okay, so an average after the 8 years of, okay, 8 years working on that same project, I mean used by if we'll use that same project 8 years, then only we will get that 5 crores of rupees back. Okay, so like that they should have the clarity about a amount whichever we spend on a project. If you will spend now for not only this one, for each and every project or for each and every business, first of all, okay, we'll put some amount on that business after 2 years, after 3 years, after 4 years, after 5 years, based on the business. Okay, we'll get the total amount, we'll get we will, okay, earn the total amount after 10 years or 5 years span, like that, isn't it? So here it's here also, if we will use amount, we will put some budget on some project, so when we will get that amount written back, complete amount. So on average, it may take 8 years of time. For example, this is designed and what estimated in America lab, that is AT&T. Some in America there is AT&T lab is there na. In that lab, that scientists are, okay, estimated this budget and released this one scenario. This is not a exact one, just this is one scenario. Okay, Based like this, everybody had some what estimation or some awareness of a finance which we are investing on a project. For that sake, okay, we need to go for the evaluation for estimation of a budget. And coming to the second one, this is forced preparation for the review. Forced preparation in the sense, this is indicating to the reviewers the focus of the architecture evaluation and requiring a representation of the architecture before the evaluation is done, means that reviewer must document the system architecture. First of all, okay, without any documentation or somebody, if we are asking for something, somebody directly started to do, implement such kinds of things, okay, without any documentation, okay, without a any what previous plans, I mean precautions, everything. So if somebody is asked for something, directly they are started the works and directly they are doing on something that working on that something. So it's not a good practice. So it's not a good practice. If you want to start, if you want to, okay, start any project or any work, first of all, you need to start, you need to document everything. And also, after get ready the documentation, you need to ask for reviewing things. Okay. So then only that project will give fruitful results. Okay, how means, how because means, for example, for example, if you want to go and develop a project without any preparation, without any documentation, without any design, okay, is it possible to explain what you are going to, okay, implement on that project, what you are going to use in that project to a customer, or to somebody, whoever other stakeholders of that project? Okay, before going to implement that project, we should show the design, we should tell about budget or something, schedules, everything to the customers. You need to answer to the customers about the total project. But without taking their permission, okay, without showing them, without acceptance of them, okay, do we start the project implementation? No. Is it a correct way? Is it correct procedure? No, it's not a correct way to implement a project. It's not a correct procedure too. If somebody is allotted a work to us, first of all, we should prepare a documentation. Okay. Then after preparing a documentation, then we need to ask for the review, which means when I want to follow I want to follow this kind of steps. I want to implement this project in this manner. This is the steps whichever I'm going to implement my project. Whether these steps are okay, correct steps or not. Here there is any problem at any step, please let me know. Okay, please give your valuable suggestions. Like that, we are going to ask somebody. Okay, so each and every step we need to take some clarity decisions. Okay, there are many experts in projects, I mean in our team. So we need to show the project developing steps to each and everybody. Then only we'll get some feedbacks, that by based on that feedbacks only, okay, we should develop a good project. Without showing to anybody, you have an idea of the developing of a project, directly you can implement that project, means it's not a good practice. So that is the thing. Forced preparation of the review in the sense, just you need to get ready a document and ask the technical people or some other people who involved into that project, okay, show your document to them, and take the acceptance of all the members of that project. Then you would go for a implementation process. Okay, this is the second one in evaluation, architecture evaluation. Coming to the third one, captured captured rationale. Captured rationale is architecture evaluation focuses on a few specific areas with specific questions to be answered. Answering these questions usually involves explaining the design choices and their rationales. In the sense, actually, so evaluation of architecture means whoever evaluating that architecture should have full of knowledge on that project or each and every module of that project. Then only they should answer the each and every query raised by somebody or self on that project. Okay, if somebody came and asked about some point of that particular project, whether that person is whether the architect is okay knowledge about each and every step, then only he should answer for that questions. Otherwise, okay, it's very difficult thing. So evaluation part also means whoever involved into the team, those team members must need complete knowledge about a project. Then only, okay, they'll develop that project in a smooth manner or easy way. Without knowing complete knowledge, if they develop something, okay, it may leads to some errors. Clear? So there is a need of knowledge at each and every stage. When we will get knowledge and at each and every stage of a project, whenever we'll analyze that project, or whenever we will ready to study, okay, of that project, then only we'll get the knowledge on that project and we are ready to answer the questions whichever, okay, post on that particular project by a participants of that project. Clear? And next one is early detection of problems with existing architecture. Okay, what it is? Early detection of problems with existing architecture. The earlier in the life cycle that problems are detected, the cheaper it is to fix them. So if is there any existing things, existing designs are there for some projects or not. So if existing projects are there or existing some modules or some related things are there, okay, how much cost is needed for that projects, and that projects will be implemented with a low cost or not. Okay, so we'll think about whether would be designed that existing by analyzing the existing project things, okay, will use the same code, same design with low cost or not. Okay, like that. So we need to find out the systems. We need to detect the problems wherever we face. I mean, this is not an actual problem. Earlier detection of problems with existing architecture. Is there any existing architecture related to our current project? If those are there, what are the problems faced by that existing architecture? How to handle that kind of problems? And also, okay, do we build that architecture with the same architecture with low cost or not? Okay, and also is it possible to include more quality at that project to existing project or not? Like that we need to analyze the projects. And coming to the Fifth point, validation of requirements. This validation of requirements, in the sense, discussion and examination of how well an architecture meets the requirements, open up the requirements for the discussion. So what are the requirements we need? Whether that requirement is correct one or not. Okay, if we will use that particular function or particular thing there itself. Okay, okay, is it give exact results that are matched to our project or not? Okay, because of that only we have used some stub out what projects, which means some dummy structures we should implement, okay, to validate some functions, isn't it? Stub out sections or designs means those are the dummy designs before going to develop a project. Okay, we should use such kind of static dummy designs, dummy project, and we after inserting that one we'll get some results, no? So those are I mean by getting that one we should validate that results. Okay, so this evaluation of architecture is included this kind of validation requirements also. Whenever we need to validate a project or whenever we need to validate each and every function by applying some dummy projects or dummy dummy things also, we can check that project, and if it is worked properly, then we should implement a real one at that place. Such kind of things are also available in market itself. Clear? And last one is improved architectures. This is the last one. Improved architectures, in the sense, organizations that practice architecture evaluation as a standard part of their development process report an improvement in the quality of the architectures that are evaluated. So whatever the architecture we have, whatever the structure we have built, okay, so that structure is enough, or do we need to add any other kind of qualitative attributes, okay, anywhere in that project to improve the quality of that project? This version is enough, or otherwise we need to modify or we need to update any kind of we need to modify the structure of a project, any place of project if we need. Okay, by adding, by designing itself a project, okay, we are going for, we'll see the project status. If it is good, we'll ready to develop that project. Otherwise we are going for some other model, some other architecture, some other design to implement that particular project. Okay, if we do rehearsal on that something, then only we got some clarity, we got some idea whether that is good or not. Okay, so if it is good enough, okay, we will proceed to develop a project. Otherwise what we should do, we are going to modify that one where we need the modifications. Okay, while purchasing a dress, first of all we are going and once we will wear it, that dress, and we'll check whether it is fit for us or not. Okay, if it is suitable for us, then we'll buy that one. Otherwise what we have to do, we are going for some other design, isn't it? So like that also, so by developing these structures or dummy structures, dummy procedures, okay, blueprints, everything before going to develop, then we got some clear idea. Okay, we got some clear picture about that particular project. Based on that only, okay, that we will proceed for further work on that. So this is about the evaluation of the architecture. By now, we have finished off first topic, and in next class, we are going to learn about the designing of architecture. Okay, later we are going to study about some functionalities. Okay, different functionality. I mean, sorry, different evaluation techniques of your software. Clear? So, thank you.